Well, when I was in school, and I was 14, so I must have been about in the 8th grade, or I could have been out of the grade school and just went to the grade school. They had carnivals at the school, and I had been working at Tasty Grill, washing dishes for not too long, but I had seen him in there playing the pinball machines a lot, playing a lot of money in there. But he was so handsome. And so this one night that I'd gone to the carnival at the school, and there was one of my friends with me, but I'm not sure who it was. Could have been Nancy, could have been, I don't know, but anyway, he was there and he was sitting in a booth, and I went in, and I don't know even if he invited me to sit down with him or if I just sat down with him. And that's how we started courting.
It was something like that.
How do you remember it?
Huh?
How do you remember it?
Kind of like that, yeah. I kind of remember it as the reason we started dating. What really led it to it is you're working at Tasty Grill.
Yeah.
That's what really,
Yeah.
Where we really met and got to know each other. Because we didn't know each other than that.
And
That was before she worked for Uncle Dick and Aunt Marie.
well, and also I worked doing dishes, but I don't know if it was before or after we met that I started. This is just a tip for you waitresses out there. They started letting me take some orders and that. And the first order I took somebody at the same table, their food first. And I got in trouble and was told in no uncertain terms, you never serve one person at the table. You had to wait till all their food is ready. And I did. And from there, he took me over to Uncle Dick and Aunt Marie's, and then I started babysitting for them, and we started dating.
And then it happened on a Good Friday that we got engaged, sitting in front of Uncle Dick's house.
Now, that could be true, but I'd say that when we got engaged was when you gave me the ring, which was in Dick and Marie's living room, sitting on the couch. Like this is their front wall, and this is the back wall of the living room, and the couch sat along that wall there, and we were sitting on that couch when you gave me the ring. And we haven't agreed on that for 55 years.
Mm-hmm.
He says he gave it to me in the car. No. He actually asked me to marry him in Uncle Dick and Aunt Marie's house. And it was good because I said yes, and we kissed.
And then we come to the point that we wanted to get married, we got engaged, and her dad says, no, absolutely not. You haven't made me enough money yet.
That's true. I had all these shoes and stuff that he had bought me as I was growing up that I hadn't paid for yet.
See, the big problem is that she was so damn young that they had to sign for her, and he wouldn't sign. So we did a little.
Debbie was the only planned baby. Now, Jody was too, but not by both of us. You guys have to.
We figured there was no other way that we was going to.
I was 18.
Before she was 18, and she was only 16 at that time. And so she accidentally got pregnant, And then we went back to him, and he was mad. But
He
Grandma,
wasn't going to the wedding.
Grandpa and Grandpa Dominic was not mad. They blessed us. They tried to help us, everything they could, and they.
They were living on Rambo, I went to talk to him about this again. And I crawled on his lap, which was something I did not ever hardly do. And I said, Dad, if you don't give us permission to get married, you won't ever see your grandchildren. Well, he says, I don't have any shoes to wear. And I said, well, what color shoes do you want? Well, I'd have to have black shoes, and I don't have a suit or nothing good for it. I said, well, I'll make sure you got them. So we bought him new shoes.
And
So he would go to the wedding.
Today.
Yep.
But it was pretty well rigged.
You can.
Okay. Hi again. We're gonna talk more about at least start with our wedding today. It was in Little Flower Church, as most of you remember. It was the old church. It has now been torn down. But it was on a Saturday morning, and there was a lot of activity in the Dominic household because Grandma and Grandpa Dominic always put on the wedding reception type thing at their house. And it is much, much different than having your reception at a hall. One thing, it's a heck of a lot cheaper. And we really had a good time. It was of course, you had it was my kind of a wedding, really. None of my kids have had my kind of a wedding. And my kind of a wedding is where the bride and the groom open all the presents that night, where people are there to watch them open them. And normally it's just the women that's up there watching, because the men are all down in the basement drinking beer. They always have tap beer down there, and so the guys will go down there, and there might even be a game of cards going on, who knows. But you have the cutting of the cake like we always do at the other weddings. One thing that I can remember about this one is
Just one thing you can remember about our wedding?
one of the things.
Oh, okay.
One of the guys, my friends, showed up at the house for the reception, and he wasn't even invited, to tell you the truth, but I'm really glad he came. But it come about midnight, 12:30, long after we had left. Here, Grandpa Dominic was sitting on this chair that he always sat on, and Don Wilkie was the kid, and Don had been there earlier and got his snoot full, and he was pretty much out of it. But Grandpa was sitting on that chair sleeping. Now, this is what I was told because we were long gone. But they was sitting there, and Don was sitting there just talking the heck blue streak out of Grandpa, and Grandpa just lay there snoring. But they said it was really funny to watch him. But we left after the reception. We left, and we went to our little destination, which was one of them Arch Hotels that's out there at Otakee. Actually not Otakee, Oak Shade, out on the corner out there. They was just brand new at that time, so at that time, they was really nice places. Now they're really junky and they got people living in them.
They're about tearing it down now.
Huh?
They're about ready to tear it down.
Oh, are they? Yeah. Well, there goes another thought. Huh. But that's the one where we was opening our gifts that night, and Uncle Glenn come up to me, and he says, "Jim," he says, "aren't you getting kind of hot?" I had my suit coat on. He said, "Give me your coat and I'll hold it for you. I'll put it back here." So I take my coat off and I hand it to him, not remembering that the key for the hotel is on the inside of that jacket. Well, I never did figure how he got it back in that coat. Because somebody, and we always blamed it on Aunt Bert, and I still think it was her. She says it wasn't, but I still think it was. But she went out and fixed up our bed for us. Salt and rice.
Short sheet.
That what?
Short sheet.
Short sheet.
Short sheet in the bed.
Short sheet.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
They're put on and it's folded up so that when you go to get into it, it only goes so far.
Oh,
And
I didn't remember that. I was too much of a hurry to get in that bed. Anyhow, but that night, probably the greatest story that come out of our wedding was that night, as we was at our reception, Uncle Joe comes up to us. And he said, "Kids," he said, "where are you going for your reception? Or for your honeymoon?" And we said, "Well, up north." He said, "Up north?" He says, "You know what?" He says, "In just a few minutes here, I and Edney are heading up north." He says, "At Lake St. Helen." He said, "You could come up and spend the night with us and save a little money on hotel rooms." We get told, "Well, yeah, that sounds like it would be fun." So the next morning, the morning after our wedding, we got up, and where did we go? Good little Jimmy and Patty. We got up and we went into Mass. How many of you kids did that, huh? Anyhow, we did. And after Mass, you know what we did? No, you aren't guessing right. We went to the Grimm reunion in Archibald. And we spent almost all day there, didn't we, till about 3 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, we headed out for our honeymoon. We got to Lake St. Helen, and we found where Uncle Joe's cabin was. And so we stopped, and of course, they invited us in, set us down for supper. After supper, they took us for a ride, and they thought maybe we'd find some deer or bear. That's what we were looking for. But we didn't see any, but they took us around and took us way up a hill. And then when we were up there, you looked down from there, and you would be looking down and over Lake St. Helen. And it was a beautiful sight. It was really pretty. You forgot that, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I knew it.
But you forgot something really.
Well, you got your turn. Just wait for your turn. First night.
You gotta go backwards.
Oh, you want to tell this, huh?
No, we gotta go backwards before.
Well, yeah.
To the reception.
Oh, to the reception?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I don't remember.
This one, I can't believe you forgot it. The belling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and tell about it.
Did we stay at, Mom, no, we didn't stay with, were we just in the house when we heard them out there with the pans?
Yeah, it was late at night
Yeah.
before we
went
left.
to the, yeah. And we heard the belling, we heard the clanging of pans and people yelling and just go out there and we get out there and they got a wheelbarrow. Well, usually, how does that work? They put you in,
No,
put me in and,
I put you in and
Oh,
wheeled
you
you
did.
down Main Street.
well, here they put both of us in.
Uncle Dick did.
Yeah, and then so they pushed us both down Main Street.
Uncle Dick said, hell, both of you get in.
Of course, he'd had a little more to drink than, no, not more than usual, but